And now, our feature presentation.
You are watching a master at work.
Well, hello everybody, and this is the episode number 7 of the Comeback Club. We are here, we are live with my co-host, Zenith, and right now, this is your host, Rafael Chacín, as known as El Capitán Rafucho. So right now, let's get to it because right now it is a full moment to see what happens on the next weekend. And of course, this weekend is going to be it for MMA, boxing. But right now, we're going to head to the WrestleMania, which is, in fact, is going to be next week in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, the home of the Eagles. So right now is getting to it. So right now, I just wanted to put on the music because right now, I mean, this is going to be like it's so excited right now. So let's get into it. So right now, here it is, my co-host, Zenith. So how you feel about it? Because right now, it is a great weekend to see everybody what's happening on this one. Wrestling, MMA, boxing, all this stuff. So how you feel about it?
Man, I feel great. And I don't know, the fans can't see, but I was like moving backstage to the beat. The best intro in the game. Shout out to Rafael for making that intro. And shout out for all you guys. Robert joining us tonight. Daniel joining us tonight. I really appreciate you guys being here as we break down the latest in the world of combat sports. And Rafael said perfectly, we're going to dive into WWE. It's 1 week away. A lot to catch up on the WWE side of things. We're going to dive into boxing. A lot to catch up on the boxing side of things. And then you guys know how I feel, being that the UFC is always on my mind and I'm always loving the fights, that we neglect boxing, we neglect WWE. So I'm just glad that Rafael decided to come to the episode where we kind of spend some time on those other topics. Because you know me, if it was up to me, we'll talk about UFC 24/7. But the reason why we started this podcast, guys, is we wanted to make a podcast where we can talk about everything combat sports. And we didn't want to put ourselves in a box. As you guys can see, I have my Miami Heat beanie on, rooting that we can make the play-in tournament, but that's for another time. We're here to talk combat sports. So back over to you, Rafael.
Yeah, it is, because right now we just wanted to see everything about for the combat sports like WWE, UFC, AEW. So right now, let's get to involve for the first topic of tonight. So I hope you enjoy it right now, because right now it is time for a debate. What are these things right now? All right, so let's get a debate about this one. Who got the best WrestleMania of all time?
Of all time?
Yep, because right now we're headed to the next week, which is WrestleMania number 40 at Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the home of the Eagles, because expect the unexpected. But right now, we're going to debate who got the best WrestleMania of all time. I mean, it's been like 40 editions that we're going to conclude everything. So there are some editions that have been great. Yep, there are some editions that have been great. Also, there's editions that have been the worst of the worst. But who can never forget? Because 20 years ago, when it comes to WrestleMania coming home, at Madison Square Garden in 2004. I mean, they just celebrate 2 decades with a show that it might be one of the best matches in event history. I mean, they just came return for The Rock, also Mick Foley. Christian and Chris Jericho had a great match. Also, The Undertaker defeat Kane. I mean, there's a lot of great talent. And whatever it takes for the owner of WWE, which is Vince McMahon, it's always begin again on that stage, which is the Madison Square Garden. So, in my opinion, right now, I mean, the biggest WrestleMania that I just saw it is between the WrestleMania of 2015. I mean, people cannot forget about for the WrestleMania number 31 at the home of the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, because one of those unexpected moments is between Seth Rollins cashing in for the Money in the Bank, run away because right now they just see like the fight between Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the championship, and then comes out of the nowhere, Seth Rollins cashing in for the Money in the Bank, and he shocked the entire world as to the triple threat match for that championship, the World Heavyweight Championship. And then we just see like the unexpected. The Rock, Ronda Rousey. Of course, there's a lot of match for the Intercontinental Championship. Triple H versus Sting. Also, they got the New World Order. I mean, that it was unbelievable right now. So I just wanted to tell you about for this, Zion. Who got the best WrestleMania of all time? So it depends on you.
I mean, like, how can you not go with WrestleMania number 1? I mean, like, you had Tino Santana versus the Executioner. You had King Kong. I mean, like, King Kong versus Godzilla, guys. It's in theaters right now, but we're talking about WWE. And you had King Kong Birdie versus Special Delivery Jones. You know, in the main event of that one, you actually had Hulk Hogan versus Mr. T. You had Andre the Giant on the court. You had Ricky Steamboat on the court. You had so much amazing legends. And this is a fan of the babyface era, really. I haven't watched WWE in such a long time year round. Like, I always tune into, you know, WrestleMania season from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania, but it's been a long time since I've been a fan of WrestleMania year round. What I mean by that is like the Attitude Era. You know what I'm saying? That was the era that I was into. Nowadays, it kind of got choppy for me. I'm not into it year round, but we can't mention WrestleMania without mentioning WrestleMania number 1. I mean, like Raphael said it perfectly. It's the 20th anniversary of a big-time event at Madison Square Garden, but also WrestleMania 1 was hosted by Madison Square Garden. So I say, like, I would want to mention the days where I used to be a kid and see John Cena versus JBL, and I know for some that's not going to match up to the Hulk Hogan's and the Rock's matchups and the Shawn Michaels and the Undertaker matchups of WrestleManias. But I grew up on John Cena, you know, on JBL, on Booker T, on Kurt Angle, you know, on that kind of shit. But I don't want to mention that. I want to really take it back to WrestleMania number 1, because when you really think about it, you had so much legends. You had so much legends on WrestleMania 1. And as I mean, like, I may be a casual of the WWE universe, but I'm a diehard when it comes to court. Like, I really love the industry. I really they entertained me for so many years, and I just want to take my time. Honestly, I'm gonna take a mini rant right here. I'm just sick and tired of people dissing WWE fans. Like, I have a problem to pick with those motherfuckers, because guess what? We don't diss your fucking Star Wars and your Harry Potters of the world. You know what I'm saying? We don't diss your Star Treks of the world. We don't diss your fucking any other TV series or Game of Thrones. I'm in love with all those TV series I just mentioned. Any TV series or any movie franchise, we don't go out of our fucking ways to diss. And we all know it's fake. We all know your Jasons and your Freddys are fake. They're fucking entertainment. So this bone that I have to pick is those fans that can't let WWE fans be WWE fans. At the end of the day, bro, we all know it's fake. We're not fucking judging you guys, so stop fucking picking bones with WWE fans. At the end of the day, it's all the entertainment business. It is all the entertainment business. So your Buffy the Vampire Slayers and shit, it's all entertainment. WWE is entertainment. And for the longest time, I'm a diehard WWE fan because I love their entertainment. Yes, I'm a casual. I don't watch it year round, now that I'm older. But at the end of the day, I'm never going to knock someone that does. I've seen a lot of shit lately that WB fans are getting a lot of shit for fucking fans that's not fans of WWE, but yet they're fans of all these other franchises and all these fucking other IPs. At the end of the day, all your IPs is fucking fictional and fucking fake. Okay? And that is developed by great fucking screenwriters. That's the same thing for the WWE, man. It's a screen. You gotta look at it outside of the box. And those motherfuckers put their body on the line every single time, every single day of every single year. They're some of the most fucking hardworking athletes in the fucking business, bro. You know, football is only 17, 18 weeks long. You know what I'm saying? Basketball, baseball, hockey, they're only 1/3 of the year. These motherfuckers are on the road, away from their families, bro, putting their fucking bodies on the line every fucking night for entertainment. So I just felt like saying that. I don't want to get a whole political big ass scene here. I apologize. But back over to you, Rafael. Thank you for letting me
Well say about it. Well say about it. Because I understand there's a lot of fans. Because I understand there's a lot of fans. They think, oh, wrestling is fake. But I enjoy it as an entertainment. Because when I was growing up watching the wrestling, and my dad just gave me like a VH tape of WrestleMania, with like it is like the WrestleMania X7, and I just saw for a moment it seemed like this is like the best perfect idea for me, because WrestleMania X7 was the first VH tape that my dad gave me like a great present, and it was just like the unofficial culmination of the Attitude Era. I mean, there's a lot of superstars, including Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, The Undertaker, Triple H. Also, there's who can never forget about Edge and Christian versus Dudley Boyz versus the Hardy Boys to win the title with a lot of tables, ladders, and chairs. Epic event. Also, there's Kurt Angle. Also, there's Shane McMahon defeated Vince McMahon in a street fight. Also, there's Taz, Chris Jericho, William Regal. I mean, there's nothing wrong that I can watch the wrestling, because every time that I just spoke about wrestling, even though that I went in different wrestling events, like for example, Raw, SmackDown, North Carolina. I mean, the crowd is so huge. I mean, people are just watching about for all the Monday, even though with this football season, even some persons, they just want to love to enjoy the wrestling. I mean, there's nothing wrong about it. And it'll say that one day I was thinking about for a guy who I can never remember that name, and he was telling me about that I was watching a Raw and the SmackDown, and they say that, are you fucking serious? Because you're a child watching wrestling, something like that? They say yes. What is the problem? Because I know the wrestling is fake, but it's pure entertainment. Because what I just see, like, at the different storylines, and of course those athletes giving like the best of all, so there's nothing wrong. So I just wanted to tell you. So I just wanted to tell you about it, but it was just like very sublime, because those storylines, it became like very perfect. So I just wanted to say, fuck those persons who think the wrestling is fake, because it's pure entertainment. It's entertainment. Pure cinema. Pure cinema. Yeah,
because you know, the only reason why I didn't want to tickle your feathers or anything, but the only reason why I brought that up, fam, is because I follow a lot of shit. Of course, everybody does, and we're all monetized in a sense of monetized by the government to feed us information that we're into. So they all know what Rafael looks at, so they're gonna feed Rafael the information that he looks at. They all know what Zenith looks at, so they're gonna feed Zenith. They all know what Daniel looks at and Robert looks at. You guys get the point. That being said, though, like that's been in my news feed. You know, when I go on Google and I scroll and it says like, you know, when I look at like the programs that I'm listening to and Twitter Spaces, not really people talking on it, but for the longest, it's always been a like, you know that WWE is fake, bro. It's like, obviously, bro, I've been watching it for 25 fucking years. Like you know, Game of Thrones is fake, bro. You know, everything you watch is, you know, it's just people need to stop this judging. I think we need to live in a world where we don't judge another. I'm not gonna knock Rafael because he's into a certain program that I may not be into. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm not into it doesn't mean that Rafael can't be into it. Like, people need to accept people as human beings, bro. And this whole nonsense of WWE is fake. It's the most realest athletes I ever seen on the fucking planet, bro. That put their body on the line, bro. So at the end of the day, I just felt that I needed to bring this up on a combat sports episode. And that's why I wanted to make this show. And I didn't want to put us in a box. I didn't want to put us in a tight-knit box where we have to only talk about the UFC. And yes, I don't watch WWE year round. Yes, I don't watch boxing year round. But when this shit comes up, we need to talk about it, bro. Because I'm gonna defend WWE fans to the fullest. And that's just it. It is what it is. I didn't want to take
exactly.
and knock on people, but people need to wake the fuck up, bro. Like, don't knock people because they're into a certain thing that you're not into. I can't stand that, mofos. Continue, Rafael.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
exactly.
Calm down a
Yeah,
bit.
I will say about it. I mean,
Yeah.
without just doing like providing like a great content, and I was starting like doing like a watch party reactions on WrestleMania, also Royal Rumble. I just get it because right now, even though that sometimes I cannot watch wrestling during the diligence, I was getting informed with all this news, also all this stuff like that. I mean, I just get it because right now it's been like a while because I was watching the whole fights of wrestling, and it was became like classic after classic after classic, and everybody think that it's fake, but guess what, motherfucker? So wrestling is entertainment. Deal with it. Deal with it. And of course, there's a lot of events that you can never stick to it because there's a lot of events like the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and of course, there's like a few persons who covered all this wrestling stuff, including content creators. Even they know they just wanted to go to the WrestleMania to cover it up for this typical event. I mean, I have no problem with that because we understand that we are wrestling fans for a while. And even know that I just got a different accent, even know that I handle a lot with Spanish and English. I mean, I get it because that makes like a great fan because the passion of the fans, it's undeniable because those fans are really incredible. And boy, if you go to the wrestling event, just like a WWE Live, not only about for Raw, SmackDown, or pay-per-view or WWE Live, you had to feel. You had
Dude,
to
like I
feel a
love
part.
growing up in Hawaii, and you don't get that Friday Night Smackdowns. You don't get that Monday Night Wars because Blaisdell was too small and they couldn't. I'm not saying they couldn't at the time. They probably could have, but they didn't want to take the risk and go into Aloha Stadium where we used to host the Pro Bowl. So they used to have to sell out Blaisdell Arena, and that used to all be WWE live events because they don't want to take the risk of doing a Monday Night War or doing a SmackDown. And even at the WWE live events, I mean, like these superstars flew overseas to come see us. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I used to go out there and wait, and Carlito used to walk out with his apple, and Beth Phoenix used to walk out, and I used to get mad because I used to be like, where the fuck is Kelly Kelly? Where the fuck is Candice Michelle? You know what I'm saying? Where the fuck is John Cena? But at the end of the day, I was okay because at least Candice, not even Candice, sorry, at least Beth Phoenix and Colito and Umanga, you know, at least they came out and they gave autographs to their fans, you know what I'm saying? And yet I was on the WWE, you know, brainwashed me to love John Cena, so I loved John Cena at the time, right? So I was like, oh man, yay, Colito. But I got an autograph from Colito. But at the time, like I didn't recognize, like, though this guy is still in the WWE. Like I know he left and he came back, but at the end of the day, like just to have those events, to for them to come and fly to Hawaii and to do shows in Hawaii at the Blaisdell Arena. And I know wrestling has always been in Hawaii with the family and the bloodline and all of that. And Blaisdell hosted a lot of great events when it came to The Rock's grandfather and the tribal chief and on all of that kind of shit. But when it came to WWE, just blessed that they would take their time to, you know, yeah, they know that they're not going to come to Hawaii and have a Friday night SmackDown, Monday Night War, but they know that the legacy that Hawaii played in wrestling as a whole, you know, they came out of respect, and that's what I always respected about the WWE. And at the time, like as a kid, like looking up to these guys to come out and even give us autographs was what's up, you know what I'm saying? And they're away from their families, and they're doing so much for the fans, and they're superstars, man. They really are.
Yeah, there you go about it. So right now we're just talking about for over 20 minutes about the WrestleMania of all the time. So yes, let's just move out for the next topic right now because we're just getting really excited right now. So right now, let's just take a look for this one. So we got the UFC Fight Night preview. And I know that UFC is coming very hot right now because right now I think it is the perfect time to see how important it's gonna be, like something about it. So right now they just got Erin Blanchfield versus Manu Fury. Also they just got Vicente Luque versus Joaquin Buckley, Chris Weidman versus Bruno Silva. I mean, those fights are really incredible. Also, they just got Bill Algeo versus Cal Nelson. I mean, for this Saturday, I mean, there's a lot of great talent when it comes to this one. I mean, it's absolutely because after banger after banger after the banger, UFC never miss. They never miss a lot because I know that it's sometimes happen because it's gonna be like a really amazing right now. But I think this is gonna happen for the UFC Fight Night on Saturday, which is an UFC Apex on Las Vegas. I mean, boy, what can I say about it? And just gonna be like an informed because right now it's kind of like because right now for the main event they just got Erin Blanchfield versus Manu Formiot. I mean, now they have it a very like comparative for the age right now, but I think it's not very exciting because it seems like a bit of like the grappling and the striking style, but I think that both women are giving like a very, very involved for this one. And it just happened because there's gonna be like a more like a grappling and striking style. But I mean, between for the wasn't the event because remember the co-main event was Jessica Andrade versus Vera. I mean, Andrade put Vera into the sub that she was clearing it up. I mean, the main event it's like Blanchard versus Namajunas. It was just like 8 rounds. It was just like the 8 rounds, and Namajunas was doing like a flying Caesar and flipping Blanchard over the canvas. But I think that Blanchard wanted a decision off of the person, but I was made to get him banded about for the crossover was leading for the matches, and I thought this cannot be real. But I went to see what those matches, but I think it's gonna be like a really impressive. And this is gonna happen between of the breakdown, but I think that both women are getting like a great enough of this one. But I mean, they're not gonna make it like a very mistake about it. But it all depends for the grappling and striking style. But right now, it seems they had to go for the women's. I mean, they just had a great opportunity to make it like a right. So I just wanted to leave out with my co-host Science in it about for the thoughts about for the UFC Fight Night between Eric Blanchfield versus Manu Formiot for the UFC Fight Night is gonna happen in Las Vegas on this Saturday.
Yeah, man, absolutely. This is gonna be a fire event. Actually, I mean, like we've been getting blessed, like Rafael said. Like I'm looking up to UFC 300. I can't wait for that to happen. But in the meantime, we've been having fight nights after fight nights after fight nights after fight nights. I don't know if you want to, but you can share my screen if you don't mind. You know, this is another one where at first glance you might look at it and you may be like, oh, well, yeah, I don't really see the interest in this, but you got to realize that the female division has been dry for such a long time. And this is a fight, Cord, where I believe that this might set, certain women apart from the competition. We have the number 4th versus the number 3rd. Is it bantamweight or flyweight? It's flyweight in the women's division in Menyot. Menyot has been on an 11-fight win streak. She lost her first fight, and then she just basically fought 11 straight in a row and won. I get it. She's 6-0 in the UFC, but that's a stance. In the women's division, you don't rarely see that. A person that comes in and I'm not saying she dominates, but all I'm just saying is to go 6-0 in your first 6 fights. That stands on something, and she's versus Erin. She in the last 10, she's 9-1, winning 9 in a row. So this is a perfect matchup in the women's flyweight division, and I get it. When I first glanced at this, I'm like, who are these? Who are these people? At the end of the day, I knew their names, but I'm like, big enough to main event. And then I did my research on them. I'm like, no, they're legit because it's the UFC trying to stand on the women's division. You have a person that's on a 9-fight win streak, and she's going against someone that's on an 11 fight win streak. If this was a pay-per-view, this is not a main event. But for a fight night, shit, this can be a main event. So thank you, Dana, for standing on business and for literally, putting women's MMA on the map. You know what I'm saying? I get it. There's Invicta, but at the end of the day, like, there ain't no other bigger organization than the UFC that's really headlining women's MMA at a high level like them. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them for doing that. You got Vicente Luque, a veteran of the game, going against a killer with highlight special machine. You know what I'm saying? Buckley, he's on a 2-fight win streak. He's looking to put in some work and upset the veteran. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's off to a slow start in his UFC career. We all thought he was going to be something special real fast. Coming from the LFA, a known proven ground for UFC athletes. Like the LFA, out of every single independent organization that is a up and coming like NCAA for the NFL, what is the LFA for the UFC? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They're like Ohio State Wrestling or whatever that organization that Randy Orton went to before he joined the WWE. You know what I'm saying? That is the LFA. Like they're a known organization when it comes to the independent circuit. And for Buckley to come into the UFC and to be off to a slow start, but yet to have the knockout power that he has. You seen motherfuckers, he catches his leg and he spins and he knocks the motherfucker out. That's absolutely amazing. You know what I'm saying? You got another veteran in Chris Weidman, the upset special, upsetting Anderson in not only one fight, in 2 fights. And we get it. Anderson broke his leg in another fight. But at the end of the day, Anderson got cocky, got clipped with Chris Weidman. So now this is a proven veteran in Weidman trying to go against, like it says right there, 11-7 in the UFC, trying to go against another veteran in Bruno Silva that is trying to the same like Buckley, off to a little win streak, a lose streak, trying to get rid of that loss, got rid of that losing streak. But when he first entered in the UFC, he had a 3-0 win streak. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't really found his top level success. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, I think this is a perfect competition between Bruno Silva and Chris Weidman. I think the loser of this fight leaves the UFC. These are fights that they're fighting the contracts, and that's the fights you want to watch. Because sometimes when mofos get too comfortable, they don't put all on the line. It's the UFC. Motherfuckers out here being vampires and shit, bro. Motherfuckers out here biting people, bro. Like, literally. Motherfuckers out here getting poked in the eye, bro. Back to back, bro. We had one, I'm poking my eye, bro. I can't continue. But yet you want to fight after the fact? And then we have vampires literally fighting people, bro. Like, what is this, bro? This is the cream of the crop, bro. This is the gladiators, bro. The best place you could be possible is the UFC, So at the end of the day, these are people that's fighting for their contracts, bro. And I think this pay-per-view, not even pay-per-view, I'm sorry. I think this fight night is gonna make it up. It's gonna make it up. Because honestly, bro, I kind of got like, whoa, bro, what is this sport getting into? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this sport going down? Because UFC has always been known to put on shit. And I feel like a lot of the times they're inviting so much newcomers where those newcomers don't know how to act professionally. Like, well, you in the UFC. Why are you biting someone? For real, dog. For real, why are you biting someone? I was so irritated watching that shit. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, bro, hopefully this card makes up for a lot of inconvenience that we had the past couple of weeks, because it's been looking like Bellator. I have to be honest. It's been looking like Bellator over the last couple of weeks, and hopefully we can get back on track, because we got a UFC 300 coming up, bro. And can we smooth over the 300 nice and smooth, rather than looking like a B-level organization in this bitch and nobody only cares about the main event? Like seriously, bro. Like, it's been bad out here in the streets. So UFC, get your shit together and produce a good fucking fight night. God dang, bro. We got so spoiled of seeing violence and great fight nights. And then 2 weeks in a row, we got people, motherfuckers poked in the eye and want to quit because they're, You know the word. I'm not trying to get us demonetized or get us censored or anything like that on YouTube. But the word begins with a P, you know, and then you got motherfuckers biting like vampires. So I don't know, bro. Fix your shit, please.
Yeah, no, but I guarantee that there's a lot of great fights in the UFC Fight Night, and if I'm not mistaken right now, because it's not gonna be in Las Vegas, it's Atlantic City, which is in New Jersey, but you actually brought for the Bruno Silva because
Atlantic City gonna show up for sure. I'm telling you that Atlantic City gonna show up.
Yeah. But you brought up for the Bruno Silva because I think that Bruno Silva is gonna beat Waitman without much issue. I mean, he was stuffing takedowns for Brandon Allen in GM3 without much issue. And look at this one, because this 40-year Waitman is not very intimidating grappler than those guys. I mean, Malkoun was the real deal. It was like an absolutely dominant wrestler, and he will win. And it would be shocked that Fury wins is going to be like a good underdog.
But Waitman is not the man that he was. You know, he kind of washed.
Yeah, but Blanchard's grappling is very amazing, but the weakness is about their takedowns. And Menace is big and strong with a good footwork and set for the clinch is very hard to take down. I mean, this is like the possibility to 50-50 that Menace may well win. I mean, also there was a talking about for 50-50 underdogs. I mean, there's a like a good chance if Hill knocks out Pereira, which is in UFC 300. On paper and theory, Pereira should destroy him. I mean, he just got glory kickboxing resume and all that. But Jamal Hill is a freaking destroyer in the octagon. He's a slick boxer with good combos, heavy power, iron chin. He can totally pressure up off the AP for the cage. All off of the combo, his chin and leg completely lay out. But Hill is very fluid at the octagon, and I think it's very often a little bit stiff and slow. But I will say for the heel, but the Achilles injury gave me like everything. But instead of the Malcolm, I mean, I don't actually rate for Malcolm that high skill boy skill. But the pressure style for the comedian for the fight, it kind of helps with other form with his talent. I mean, it will be a surprise that the team of the Elliott chance upside top 15. I mean, Petrosky was doing have the good enough advantage for stop Malcolm from hitting the spot for the victory of the crew. And we'll just think of this beer overrated. He hasn't really started to face up like a pure technical striker. I mean, just grapplers in wild man. Just like his journey was a little bit too soft, but I'm not very convinced it's gonna be like able to hang it up for that level. I mean, I couldn't never have seen that because right now for Petrosky, seeing it like an afternoon, seeing it like GM3 fight, it was failed like an easy assignment. It should have happened with an easy dominant victory with the skill set. BBG was just like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It might be better with inferior cardio. We'll like see them joined by pressure wrestler if he doesn't finish earlier.
I just feel like Chris Weidman, just go to bare knuckle fighting club. Like, just be tired, bro. Your best moment you had in the sport was knocking out Anderson Silva. And I'm not even going as low as calling that a fluke, even though Anderson was playing along with you. He was playing with his food, bro, and he got caught. That's what happened, bro. And it's almost like OBJ talking as a Giants fan. OBJ caught that catch against Dallas, and then the rest was history, bro. He blew up, household name, bam, boom, done. He left the Giants, and what happened, bro? He yet to have a 1,000-yard season. Respect OBJ, don't want to talk shit. All I'm saying is, bro, that moment blew him up bigger than he was at the time. Chris Weidman knocked out Anderson Silva, fought him again, got that fucking leg injury against Anderson Silva on Anderson Silva's part, and it's almost like he took it to his head, bro. I mean, like, you look at his last fucking 10 fights, bro. He's like 2-8. Like, get out of here, bro. You don't belong in the UFC. The only reason why you're in the UFC is because you did Anderson Silva. That's it. And that's what Dana White, and I respect Dana White for that shit. You know, I respect Dana White for giving the motherfuckers a chance, bro. But I'm a motherfucker that looks at shit and I'm be like, dog, like, your time has come, bro. It's times have changed, bro. The wheel has spun. You know what I'm saying? What makes John Jones so special is John Jones was able to dealt more mofos in his generation and then dealt with the next generation. That's what made John Jones so special. GSP felt the coming of the next generation. I said, shit, I'm gonna dip for a little bit. Came back, obviously had his against Michael Bisping. GSP's GOAT. I'm not gonna knock GSP. Automatically top 3. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying top 2. I put him right after John Jones. F what people say. Khabib's number 3. That being said, though, like John Jones lasted generations, moved on to the next generation. Every once in a while, MMA goes to this shift where the next generation comes up. Chris Weidman, you're not even in the top fucking 15, bro. Like the UFC, what it stands for me is a elite of the elite of the elite, bro. The elite of the elite. You wonder why fucking Mike Perry went to another organization, and I get it, it's boxing, it's different. But you wonder why he went to another organization and messed things up, huh? Bare knuckle fighting clubs. You wonder why. You look at Bellator, look at all the championships outside of Ermor, outside of Nurmagomedov, outside of the I forget his name. I shouldn't forget his name, but he was the middleweight championship for a very long time. He was the middleweight championship. Outside of him, bro, the guy from Ukraine, and maybe AJ McKee. Outside of that, guess what? We got the other two. We don't got Pitbull, but we got the other two because Michael Venom Page came and Michael Chandler came. And I seen Michael Chandler get beat. And Michael Venom Page, that's a story for another day. But what I'm trying to say is, you look at Bellator now, who was the reigning heavyweight and light heavyweight championship for such a fucking long time? Ryan Bader, B class. Who was the fucking championship for a long time? Pettis, B class. Look who just highlighted the championship one. Like, yeah, bro, like Paul Daly, like all these B class, bro. Like Chris Weidman, you'll be big in Bellator. And this is not me dissing mofos, because Chris Weidman will beat me any given Sunday, every given Saturday, whatever they be. It's just when I look at the UFC, bro, people just extend their welcome. It's like stop extending your welcome, bro. Like, just be gone. And this is the fight where the UFC is like, hey, you better win or you be gone, because it's the elite of the elite, bro. This is the cream of the crop, bro. We don't tolerate this shit. The next generation is coming up. And I know that's so harsh. I know that's so mean. I know a lot of people will say, like, damn, Zion, why you gotta be so cruel? I'm not. I'm just looking at the UFC as an elite organization. And then we don't tolerate this. I'm gonna stick around because I had a name 6 years ago, bro. Like, literally, I'm not joking, guys. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick. Rafael, share my screen. Share my screen.
All right, there you go. There you go.
Let's see. Vitor Belfort, 12-0. Okay, 2015, guys. 1, 2, 3, 1 win, 4, 5, 2 wins, 6, 7. We don't count that. That's a grappling match. 2 and 7, bro. 2 and 7. The only reason why you're on fucking roster is because you beat Anderson Silva, bro. I'm tired of this. Oh, I have a name called, I'm gonna be on roster. Like, I respect where you train from. I respect Matt Serra. I respect your crew. I ain't trying to fuck with New York right now. But all I'm trying to say is, bro, like I'm tired of this UFC babysitting these motherfuckers. Like, get out of here, bro. Because my defense is boxing all the time. My defense against boxing is the UFC, the best fights the best. I pull up Chris Weidman, and I'm like, yo, no. I'm actually, we have some side shows going on. We have some shit, like, literally, bro. This is your fight. Either you beat this guy, you get the fuck out of the company. And that's how I truly feel. And Bruno Silva is probably gonna demolish you. Because Bruno Silva, yeah, he may be on a stint right now. But don't take this guy lightly. Don't take this guy lightly at all, because he's been in the ring against top level competition. And that's what I look at the most. You know what I'm saying? What do you have here? You have here 11 and 7. You know, like I just said, that's all steadified. 4 and 4, 50-50. Going against a padded record. And the same reason I'm gonna give Chris Weidman shit is the same way I feel about boxing. But I've been talking for too long. So go right ahead, Rafael. I apologize.
Yeah, don't worry about that. But I believe that I just read the article because I know that I just read the article that say Chris Weidman say this could be my last fight. He just said it in January 2024, but he wasn't sure. He's trying to return for the after Brad Tavares loss. I mean, that's the biggest lie that I ever heard about, because I know that he might be like one of those one legacy contract. He was making like a shitload of money to show out what loss he had, but he was never be the same after he threw that wheel kick against Rock Hall. I mean, that was just like a late stop that really cost Chris. I mean, for everything could happen. I mean, for example, he just lost against the Tavares because it was like the best possible matchup that could have strong enough for a white man. I mean, he has no idea what is still fighting, but I know he's making almost half a million fight, winner or another according to the lawsuit. I mean, if I was him, I should be fighting because any smart opponent is gonna be like hammer that. Like if he keeps taking fights for the day paycheck, he's gonna end in life living the rest of their life, and that's one of the best case scenarios considering how managed his leg after the break after the Flowers leg. I mean, it should have happened 3 fights ago. But why Chris Feynman to say, "Oh, this is gonna be my last fight"? But Chris, if you had the enough balls to say, "I'm gonna retire," that's very good. That's very good because I'm very sure that he hasn't taken any fight at the time for quite some time. He's so shot is very sad because he just lost it against the Riders. I mean, come on, you are done. And there's a low key about for the Chris Weidman curse with the sole exception of Wahasi. Every fighter who's beat him with a terrible loss record after, there's like, for example, Rockhold 1-3, Romero 3-6, Jakarta 0-4, Regis 0-4, Hall 0-2. It seems that they had to know for it because right now they're supposed to show the straight after the fight and followed after that. But I guarantee that Chris Weidman don't come out there for the UFC 300 because
and that's what we retire before you like. Hey, yo, if you want to go out there and you want to be a Jim Miller, go be a Jim Miller, be a Cerrone, be a Masvidal. At the end of the day, bro, like bro, you could have been a Diego Sanchez. Like you could have been one of those guys. Like who's that motherfucker that used to used to go against Alpha Male all the time. He used to have long hair, like he used to get slapped in the face. Like I forget his name, but long story short, like Destin Poirier, for example, like bro, like I would have respected Chris Weidman more if he would have been like about that. But it was just so much like that moment got to his head and he thought he was above the sport. So like he kept on like, if you're gonna retire, bro, just fucking retire. We lost a lot of greats, bro. Look at the heavyweight division, dude. Like really, I'm going left field on this, but look at Shane Corbin and look at fucking Travis Brown, right? In recent years. Shane Corbin came up on a fucking rise, bro, knocking out the who's who. The Hawaiian fucking Brown was on a rise. You know, he's married to Wanda. Shout out to him. But on a rise, knocking out who's who. And then they realized, like, holy shit, bro. Like, I ain't about this, bro. Got some killers at the top. I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't try to play themselves. Like, this guy literally thought he was the best in the fucking world because he got that Anderson Silva fucking shit. Literally got to his mind and should have just really the people on his team, bro. If I was his friend, I would have told him like they get out, like nah, bro, like something ain't right now because at the end of the day, like you chasing a moment that's not gonna come. People who chase the knockout's not gonna get the knockout. After that, like after the injury, like you said, he just wasn't himself, and he just kept on chasing, and then dabbling in retirement. It's almost as like I'm mad as a Giants fan on Darren Waller. It's like either you retire or you don't. Stop trying to dangle it. Like I would have respected him more if he came out and he would have been like, "Bro, like this injury really fucked me up and I really can't compete at my best." But I'm not trying to blame him, but that's what happens to these MMA fighters. They reach the top. And they realize it's almost like rappers and fame. They realize how good that is. And they chase that shit. Realizing it's never gonna come again. You know, it's a hard fucking sport, and that's why I respect everybody who ever does it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here and I'm bashing Chris Weidman, but yet understand that like if he was to do shit a little bit differently, I would be looking at him in the same way I look at fucking Masvidal that has double-digit losses. I look at fucking Iceman That's like fucking 16 and fucking 11 and shit like that. I look at Tito. I look at all these legends of the fucking sport. You get what I'm saying, bro? It's like he played himself, bro.
Yeah, that's exactly. But I think because Whiteman is not built different. I mean, some athletes say that the championship mentality, but I think it's time. It's not gonna happen because remember the dude was having like about 30 surgeries plus that broken freaking leg. I mean, it's not coming back for the pros that are a lot of the Trent Thomas, and it's not an impression, but I think he won't touch goal again because I know there's a lot of cursing in there, but I think this is not gonna happen because I'm very sure, but it's not gonna make it a
It
very
reminds me
short.
of Daniel Jones, like a deer in headlights, bro. It's like either you show up or you don't. I don't talk all this shit because you talk all this shit, like all these interviews, and that's why I roasted him. It's because like it's always like, correct me if I'm wrong. Please stop me because I feel like I'm being too hard, and I know he's not. We're not that big, but I hope he would listen to this because it's like, don't come out saying I'm a change team man. This injury, fucking, and the same shit over and over and over again. Stop selling me that story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. So that being said, because right now we're just talking about for the match UFC, then the UFC fight night is gonna be on Atlantic Center, which is on New Jersey, which is
I
on
bet
this
you that
Saturday.
Chris Weidman loses. You want to put money on that shit? If he wins, I'll be surprised. We gonna get smoked
Yeah,
again. We don't need to put money. He gonna get smoked again, and hopefully he proves me wrong.
because let me tell you this something. I mean, with the ability of Bruno Silva, there's nothing can stop all these Brazilians
Yeah,
because the
yeah.
Brazilians
Like these
got a
the
lot of
Brazilians.
talent, and let those
That undefeated
Brazilians go.
motherfucker is Tyson. No, yeah. They
Yeah,
coming with force. As soon as Amanda made that speech, hey, they showed up, right? Amanda made that speech like, Brazil, where you at? Oh, they showing up. I let you go.
yeah, it is. And of course, we just got a last topic that we're gonna talk about it. But I figured out that the last topic I just wanted to make sure about it. So right now, last week they just released a new movie, Roadhouse, and I just posted a video about for how good is the movie. I mean, there's a like at a great receipts. There's a lot bad receipts, but it's just like a remake of the movie
Did you watch the
Roadhouse.
original?
Yes, I was watching, and then I just make it like a film review, and it just feel like there's a thousands of actions, and then they just got for Conor McGregor's film debut. I mean, he was very impressive because everybody thought that Ronda Rousey could make a splash from that debut. I mean, Conor McGregor was training all these stars right now because I just wanted to see like at a few movies that are go for impact and action, but that movie which is World Cows, which is like between Jack Gyllenhaal and then Conor McGregor. I mean, the chemistry on the fight and cinematography was epic, and those fights, I mean, it give you like breathless because right now it feels like you're going to the UFC octagon and all these stuff like that. But I really enjoy about for that movie, and I mean it shouldn't happen for the theaters because I know that some remakes could be done, some remakes that have a lot of success, so many people they don't. But I think the biggest mistake I put in out for Amazon Prime Video because instead of a theater, because I know they just had a like mistake for a while. But that movie, they have some good reviews, they have some bad reviews. But I just feel like there's like a guilty pleasure, just like a cult gem, just like a hiding gem for the cinematography. Because if you see like the original with Patrick Swayze back in the 80, 90, and then you had to see it for the new version along with Jet Hall, Conor McGregor. I mean, that was really epic. And those fights, oh man, I would love to see about it. To go into the bar to see like a fist fight and everything. That was like an epic. I can tell you about it. I can tell you. And that movie was so surreal about it now. I think you're muted. Right?
I didn't know you were passing the mic. Yeah, I mean, like, well, number one, I don't listen to critics. Critics are a piece of shit. Like, fuck critics, honestly. I apologize for my swearing and my French on this channel. But nah, for real though, because if you really think about it, like, who are they to judge? Like, I'm not going to a movie, and first of all, if you're going to a movie that wanna you want to get amazed and you want to get, maybe you can watch a Steven Spielberg or a Christopher Nolan film, something like that. You know what I'm saying? But we already knew that coming into Roadhouse that it was going to be a movie, that it was just a fun family, not even family, but just a fun flick, comedy, a little bit of goofiness in it. You know what I'm saying? Being that it was based off of the original, I mean, like, I'm not going into this movie and expected it to win a fucking Grammy and an Oscar, not even a Grammy, a Grammy, sorry if it's music, but a fucking Oscar, you know what I'm saying? And like fucking masterpiece of the year and the best cinematography. Like, I'm going into Roadhouse expecting to be enjoyed. There's a reason why it's Amazon Prime special and it's not premiering in the theaters. And even it should have been premiered in the theaters because honestly, I think that Jake Gyllenhaal is an amazing actor. And it would have been nice to see Conor McGregor on the big screen. I think some of the streaming services, it kind of pushes back theater. And I think theater should always be around. We've really seen the mall get in decline of Amazon. And I don't want to see the same things in theaters. And I get it. You're not going to see a Hollywood blockbuster, a movie that's going to win Best Picture of the Year. You're going to see a movie that's going to be fun to watch and hopefully it delivered. I'm yet to watch it, but I just wanted to say my statement because I'm never, ever going to let critics damage a movie. Like, I used to be friends with a mofo, not going to mention his name. He cut me off. I used to be friends with a mofo that used to always be like, oh, yo, Zion, but the critics said this and the critics said that. And I'm like, fuck the critics. What do they have to say? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, there are people that are getting paid to be snobs and to really look at the flaws in movies when movies is an art and art isn't supposed to be judged. So whether it be an independent film or whether it be a Hollywood blockbuster, I'm gonna look at it as a masterpiece in itself. And yes, it may not be for anything because it's a diverse art. But at the end of the day, I think Roadhouse is a good movie, what I've seen from the trailers, and I'm probably going to go watch it and have a good time with it. You know what I'm saying? Back to you, Rafael.
Yeah. Oh, I apologize, but it seems that there's something about for that movie, and it became like something very magical. I mean, if you're gonna watch in the movie, just go and watch it. And I know there are some credits very sucks because I don't believe in the credits. I believe that the audience could make like it a such a great opportunity to see go and watch them for the movie, and then you can see it like the reaction of the people. You can see like all these reactions that I'm going through it. I mean, expect the unexpected because I really thought that it's gonna be like it happened, but that movie, which is the Roadhouse and the new version, I mean, it's gonna be like a great classic, but let's just see if a great classic with a twist. Because I know that Jake Gyllenhaal was training so much harder, pause, because he was doing like a special of go for the UFC and everything. I mean, remember when that guy, which is Jake Gyllenhaal, is going to training a lot with southpaw and all these boxing things. I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal is like a great actor, and it seems like a very prepared for like an action movie coming up for this one. And from that being said, I mean, that was like a great movie to get involved with all these stuff like that. And boy, I cannot really believe what's gonna happen with the great opportunity that I just see from that movie. I mean, and like I said about it, it's a really damn shame that they always show up for Amazon because at first they will show up for the festival, which is like a in Texas, and then they show up for the Amazon Premium. And I was really bad because they really show off in the theaters. But I think that all the streaming about just like that, it became like very boom, boom enough, boom. So that being said about it, so I just wanted to feel like everything's gonna happen like this one. So, so right now, I just wanted to tell you that thanks for joining us for this episode number 7 of the Combat Club with Zion Zenith and of course El Capitán Rafucho. So right now, I just wanted to tell you because we're doing like the 7 episodes, and boy, this has been like a really, really blast right now because right now after the first episodes, we just see like a good comments, also with good reactions, but then we just wanted to build it better right now, because not only we just provide for the information for the UFC, AEW, also wrestling, but of course, because this weekend is gonna be like a really great fight, not only for the boxing, also for the WWE fans, MMA fans. I mean, it's so great to see, like, because right now we have a podcast to enjoy about this, because over the next episodes, unexpected, the unexpected, because we're just seeing what to watching about for the breakdowns for our players, breakdowns for athletes. Also, we're going down to the street right now, because I know we're just starting like at a very at good point. But right now, it seems like we just wanted to building up better with my co-host Science Center, because right now we had the great knowledge, we had the great timing, and of course, we brought the best of the best.
I mean, like, that's facts, man. And I really appreciate you guys tuning in for the 7th episodes. I know it's been a bit choppy. I know it hasn't been the best content you guys are looking for. But guess what, motherfuckers? We're improving, man. We're getting better. We're going to figure out the flow of things. And I really wanted to say thank you for Rafael, for always showing up and for his creating the idea that we do a show and actually thinking about me to come and host it with you. So that's word, that's love. I've been wanting to do an MMA show for a while, but I've been thinking about it, and Rafael actually came through and he's like, yo, bro, let's just do it. And I'm like always hesitating. I want the best graphics. I want the best thumbnails. I'm always overlooking things and overthinking things. And Rafael, I was like, yo, let's just go live, and the people will come. And only 7 episodes in, but the love you guys been showing us, the support you guys been showing us, that's love, you know what I'm saying? And it's only going to get better. We're going to get our flow, and we are getting our flow, and we are getting the gist of things. So I just want to say thank you, Rafael, and thank you to you guys, because if it wasn't for you guys, we'll still be doing the show, but it wouldn't be as fun because we love the interaction. So make sure you guys hit a subscription, hit a like. I'm sorry, not even subscription. Subscribe. It's free to Rafael's channel that you're watching from. If you guys want to know my channel, it go by Zion Zenith. But regardless, one of our channels will work because we come to this show every week, try to bring you guys the latest in combat sports. And at the end of the day, we want you guys to leave comments, because the more comments you guys leave, we'll show it on screen. We're gonna try to get better at this shit. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we are doing this because we love it, and without anything else. You know what I'm saying? I love talking about combat sports, and I love talking about it with a friend, Rafael. And I respect you guys being here for listening to us. And the fact that you guys are here, man, that's a blessing. So thank you guys so much. And back over to you, Rafael.
Yeah, that's exactly. Of course, we just wanted to keep it like a really great center about it. So right now, I just wanted to say thank you, everybody. It's been like a great episode number 7 at the Combat Club with Science Zenith and El Capitán Rafucho. Hit the like button, subscribe, and of course, ring the bell for the notifications right now. Then this weekend is gonna be like a great blast in MMA, boxing.
Get notified every time we go live.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I've been in the lab though. I've been cooking up some heat though. Like, I got an EP dropping. These motherfuckers don't even know. But sorry. I've been cooking up some smoke.
Yeah, I know about it. So right now, it's time to say goodbye to everything. So right now, have a great week. And of course, next week is going to be Easter and the WrestleMania week. So
you gotta stay tuned, you guys enjoy you guys
for the channel of saying it. So I just wanted to tell you, thank you guys for everything. Thank you. And I will see you at the next episode, at the next hour, and the next day, which is the next week. So I just wanted to say it. Let's get it.
You confusing me, man. You catch us, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they catch us and they catch us. I love it.
All right, so have a great one, and of course, ring the bell because it's about to get down. Let's get it.